Hello everyone, I'm Katia Kolovea. I'm here at the Lux Futurum 2025 in Shanghai, and I'm delighted to be together with one of our amazing winners. Hello Daan, welcome again to Shanghai.
It's always good to win. Yeah. Sometimes also good to lose, but yeah, it's good to win. Yeah.
You always learn, right, from any process.
That's a good summary.
So we are delighted to have you here, and I would like to ask you some more questions about Spark.
Yeah, of course.
The project that is the winning project.
That's a special one. That's close to my heart. We just started it 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've done now 15, 16 countries already. It's insane. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. To be honest, I was hoping for it, but I never expected it.
All right.
No, because in the beginning people were like, why would you make firework that is silent? You know, it doesn't make sense. Like nobody wants that. And now everybody's, oh, it's silent, that's so nice.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how that started. Yeah.
And also it has this connection because it's like a centuries old tradition, right? And you have turned it into a sustainable spectacle.
Invented by the Chinese.
Invented by the Chinese.
Yeah, they were one of the first, a long time ago. And to celebrate harvest or special moments. And through the time, they started to realize, ooh, 10 times more air pollution. All the birds and the dogs go crazy, right? Crazy. A lot of people damage their eyes and their bodies. We ban it.
Yeah.
We stop doing it. Which I think is understandable, but yeah, we can't just ban everything that is bad, you know, that's boring. And then they started doing the drone things, what is it, in 2013, 14, and yeah, it's never really moved me in as well. So sort of inspired by that, we thought like, how can we keep the tradition but modernize it? Mm-hmm. And that's of course the power of design, that you keep things, but you also change things, and you sort of reshuffle that, remix it.
And the question is really in the balance of nostalgia for the past with the urgency for ecologically innovation. So that's what
because some things we want to keep, but some things we want to change, right? So and that's literally what design is, a subjective scale of decisions where you say, okay, like we want to shape, we want to change the material. And you try that, and it's like innovation. In the beginning, usually people say, oh, it's not possible, or it's not allowed, or it can never be done. And they said the same about Spark 3 years ago. And now we're literally getting calls every 2 days of, why haven't you done it before? Or why can't we do it everywhere? So it's also interesting how innovative design sort of changes what we think is natural or not natural. But I think if you zoom out, most of all, our expectation of reality changes. Right? So 10 years ago, we wanted the bang, we wanted the noise, we didn't care about the animals.
Yeah.
Not anymore, right?
Yeah.
So our expectations, our desires changed, and so you got to design for that. Yeah.
And how this whole thing is evolving towards the more sustainable future as well, which we need to care about, and we need to...
Yeah, well, I mean, I have a dog. When there's traditional firework, he goes completely crazy. He hides under the bed, doesn't want to come out. He's shaking all over. And you're like, can we really call that celebration? No, right? Or you basically you say Happy New Year. Here's a load of toxic air. Happy New Year.
You're right, absolutely.
Is that really celebration? You know, is that really what? No.
Yeah.
So. You know, so you start to experiment with other options in that, and you know, it's innovation. In the beginning, you know, when you present a new idea and everybody in the room automatically says, "Yeah, that's a great idea," it's not a radical, innovative idea, right? So there's always a friction of people saying not possible or not allowed, and then you prove them wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think generally in the majority of your projects that are always pushing boundaries for...
Yeah, we call that Maya. It's the American design professor, 1940, 50 or something, I forgot. Most advanced yet acceptable.
Huh.
So if you go too far, you fail. It doesn't work, people don't get it. But if you stay too safe, it's boring, right? Nobody cares. So you always try to find the edge of what is and what is not acceptable, and that's about technology. But it's also about what we expect from our world, which is changing, right? 20 years ago, you would buy a Hummer if you're cool. Now I have my friends picking up plastic from the beach in Bali and showing that on their Insta. That's cool. So you know, our sense of beauty has evolved.
Absolutely.
And using beauty as a strategy to help people to accept change, right? That's really fascinating for me. Like, so I
Absolutely.
use beauty as a strategy for people to open up to accept new ideas. Because if I tell them you should do this, yeah, I'm the same, like, so you gotta trigger that curiosity.
That takes me very well to the next question.
Good.
Which
I'm
is,
glad there's a red line in this
bridge,
storytelling.
yes.
Yeah.
So, what's a memory or emotion you hope
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
that spectators carry away from an encounter with Spark? Like, perhaps it's not a traditional firework. What do you want them to feel? Like, what's your hope?
Well, I think. There are so many. Yeah, I'm just thinking about all the because when we're at Spark, we do the technical rehearsal, the artistic rehearsal, and then we just run it. So I don't look at Spark that much anymore at that time. I just look at the people. Like what are they doing? And we saw people bring a blanket and like a lot of first day teenagers, just laying there. I think you show to a new generation, especially the younger generation. Like, we're still young, but okay, the young generation, that it is possible, right? That you can celebrate in a sustainable way, and it's not about banning everything that's bad. It's about designing something that's good. And if you can apply that principle to fireworks, you can also apply it to transportation, or waste, or fashion, or food, or you name it. But the most important is to design it into an experience, because experiences change people, right? For good and bad, right? And so if I just show you numbers, somehow our brain is not triggered to, right? Oh, I have to do something. But if you experience something, then you open up. And that's really interesting.
And on this one, actually, that's not on the questions, but it's connected with what you said before, also with social media. Like, today we see everyone like being on the phone, so in this kind of experiences that you create, Spark, but also other projects, you bring people to the present moment, you make them feel. So can you speak a little bit about that?
It's in the moment. It's online activates offline, right? You see it online, then you want to go there. So there is a relationship, but you want to be in the moment. It's always different, the wind and the location. It's in the moment, but also you look up.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But we always look down to our phone but when is the last time you looked up? It's almost. Catholic Church. I'm not preaching any religion here. Understood that really well, right? You look up to the divine,
Opening
or a
up,
Pantheon in Rome, the hole in the ceiling, up. So there's sort of a moving up or looking up and sort of receiving what is out there. As you are looking at the stars at night, in the desert or something.
Absolutely.
Like that. That's so it literally changes your perspective, how you perceive reality and yourself. And also when you're in Spark, everybody's the same, right? Because it's a dark environment. We try to make it as dark as possible, which actually 80% of our production time is spent on making public spaces dark, which is literally sometimes impossible, doesn't exist, but very, very, very complicated.
Yeah.
We had one client in Asian countries, which is very, very detail oriented and very risk avoiding. We had to switch off 5 street lights, and it took us 8 months. And in the end, the Dutch embassy had to help to sort of switch it off. And Plan B was Nini with a brick. Which we didn't do for the very beginning.
We
do not promote bricks at all. No, what I'm trying to say, it takes a lot of time to create darkness and then bring the light. Which is sort of fascinating. And in a way that led to the project Seeing Stars that we've also done, where we switch complete cities and streets off all the lights to see the stars again in collaboration with UNESCO. So I think it's about creating a moment that you want to experience, but it's also about looking up and away from the phone. Although people do take a lot of photos of it.
I'm sure, but still, it's so fascinating. I would expect that they will put the phone down after a while.
That's why we run it usually for 4 hours per night. So it's not a moment; it's more like a campfire, right? Free entrance. We always fight for that. Free accessible. So usually free 4 nights or even longer. And so you can just come and go. And I think that's a really, if we would have done a ticketed, we would have made a gazillion euros, but it would have changed the chemistry of the interaction I just love that you can just go.
And enjoy.
You can just go,
Relax.
you know, like it's like no, and exactly, and you come back, and so that sort of openness, and also that some kind of spontaneousness is really part of the work. So, but we had to fight for that. We always have to fight for that. Yeah.
So last question. So obviously with your studio you have done some incredible projects, very challenging, forward thinking. Is there still something that you would like to orchestrate a collaboration with an artist or scientist, living or dead? We just want your, you know, like imagination of what you would, something crazy that you would love to bring to this world, like as an experience. I know that you have done many projects.
So many.
Maybe you have done all of the things that.
No, oh man, no, because every idea you realize triggers 5 new ideas.
So would you like to share one thing that wishing that it could happen in the next years?
Well, there's so many ways to answer this. So if light is a language, right, and we're looking at the stars, it's not beautiful, it's information, right, that's speeding towards us 300,000 kilometers per second. So as we are learning how to decode or decipher our body, our being, into numbers with the gene and everything, it would be possible in a couple of years to sort of literally say, okay, we are a certain amount of code, a sort of gene, DNA. We would encode that into light, beam it to the moon. So you're there in the moon in, 2-3 seconds, even less, 850,000 kilometers away from here. You could download yourself as some kind of avatar and you could walk on the moon.
Oh, wow.
So that's a way how you can do space travel. So you could literally be encoded in light.
I love that.
So that's actually something they're actually working on. This is not La La Land. So I think in the future we use light many times now as decoration, but it's actually activation, right? And to sort of use the power and the mystery of light, or the still to be discovered elements of light, that's where the future is going. And it can, as we did in Urban Sun, it can clean coronaviruses in a safe way, 222 nanometer. But actually we just finished the film of our firefly breeding garden. Fireflies see 500-600 nanometers. Red light is 730 nanometers. So we filmed in red light.
In Bali?
In Bali, yeah, because we can see it, but they can't, the fireflies. So they're fine, right?
Yeah.
So we could still have, actors and things like that. So using, if this is light, this is the part that you and I can see, the white. But there's so much here and here that we know is there, but we can't see it. I think that has the huge potential. That's something we're going to discover in the coming years. Yeah.
And it's in collaboration with, I guess, lots of different disciplines, scientists and...
Oh man, I'm always an amateur trying to become an expert. When I started the glowing garden, I couldn't even keep my houseplant alive. I was a complete noob 3 years ago. And now I can look at a flower or a tree and say, okay, this needs more sun or more water or less water. So there's always somebody who knows it all about that specific topic, and you find them, and you challenge
and you work with them,
and then you know,
great,
and they teach you, and you teach them something. Yeah. So no, it's always from a collaboration point. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I think that was really insightful, and congratulations again for being a winner, and thank you for being here with us.
Nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's do Spark Shanghai. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay. Very good. Thank you very much.
That was fine. Yeah, no, you're welcome.